Seer. This is your weekly tarot for November 16th through the 23rd, 2019. We're going to do 3 of these Angels and Ancestors cards because we're working on a lot of the purging and a lot of the digging deep for the rest of November. Well, some of us are. The first card is Oracle. You wait for important information. And the next one is Drum. Dream and Journey. And the third one is Stag, Trust, and Thrive. Now, these are really great cards here. So the Drum, this is really good. Maybe it's time to consider, maybe you already do this, but the Drum card talks about walking to the own, living to the own beat of your drum. You have your own way of doing things, of being, of thinking. And this is not tapping into what our family says we should be or anything like that. It's tapping into that part of you that has been crying to come out. The part of you has been trying to come out. The part of you that wants to be heard. The part of you that wants to walk to their own beat, not what everybody tells you you should be. Not that ego part, but the true part of you, who you truly are. Okay? Oracle, now the Oracle, that's the Drum. Okay? And so what we want you to do is dream and journey. That's what if you had, okay, how do I say this? If you pushed everybody aside and everybody's wants and what was expected of you, what would that look like? Okay, that's using your imagination to dream. And how would you proceed if all of this stuff didn't matter on the outside? Okay, all the constraints and all of the obligations and all, what would that look like? Okay, and then so we want you to imagine that, and how would that be different from your current life? So the Oracle now, excuse me, is this card talks about waiting for important information. So, well, it's very possible that you could be somebody that receives messages on a regular basis. And maybe this didn't fall into line with what everybody expected you to be, but this may be something that has been handed down in your family that nobody really talks about. And you're receiving information on a regular basis, and when you need help, it's okay to ask for help from your higher self, your ancestors. Because remember, this is the ancestor deck, angel ancestors, that you may be in a place where you need to change. You're maybe in a place where, gosh, I know I need to release and change something. I don't know what to change. That's why the dream and journey is important for you right now. And then the Oracle, just ask for the information. What do I need to see here? What do I need to change here? And allowing it to flow instead of it just being so hard and trying to take that control. The thing that I'm hearing, though, is, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Maybe something you need to say. I always get that when something needs to be spoken. But it seems like it has to do with what the expectations are of you, Leo, versus what you really want. You know, there's this soft side of you, this imagination side, the side that is internal that has not been allowed to come forth. So after you receive this information, we do have the Stag, which is Trust and Thrive. You can thrive under this new place that you may be wanting to explore. There is room for growth and abundance and leadership for you. Okay, so what's being said is not to worry about what other people would think, because it's I don't know what they've been thinking or saying about you anyway, but what does it matter? You can't always please everybody. You know that. So sorry. And so you might as well do what's right for you and what's right for others. Because the place that you've been living may not be serving others either. Okay, that's probably why you're coming to this kind of cross in the, like a fork in the road. Okay. Woo. Okay. So now we're going to start your tarot. I hope that helped with a little bit with what you've been going through. The information is there. It's just tapping into that. Dreaming and journeying and imagining and, music too could be a way that you can connect with that. If you play the drums, that is one thing. See, the Native Americans used to listen to drum. They had a drum circle, and they would connect and all beat the same, and they would kind of put them in another place. So binaural beats, some kind of beat or meditation could help you also receive some messages or confirm the messages that you've been receiving are real, because I believe you've been receiving messages. Okay, so we have the King of Cups reversed. We have the Five of Cups. We have the Page of Swords. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Empress reversed. Oh, Ten of Wands reversed, Empress reversed, and Seven of Cups reversed. So the King of Cups reversed, this talks about somebody that, it's a masculine energy typically. It can be a water sign, Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, but it doesn't have to be. So this masculine energy, it could be a feminine too, but this is somebody who is not emotionally balanced, okay? This is somebody that could be prone to addictions, prone to abuse, to be abusive, let me put it that way, because they are not emotionally balanced. So when we're not emotionally balanced, that means that we can react in unpredictable ways, and that's where you get that abuse from, that's where you get the addiction from, because it like has to filter somewhere instead of working through the feelings, okay? So then we have the Five of Cups, and this is a card about regret and disappointment, okay? And the important thing about this card is sitting through it and working through the feelings. That's how we get past this. Really looking at what happened, but also seeing that there's hope, because we have two cups of love. There's always hope moving forward and not being stuck in the past. Okay. The past of what happened and the past disappointments. Okay, then we have the Page of Swords. This is when we find out, maybe research or looking at somebody's web page or something like that, we find out some truth, period, just some truth. And maybe this truth that we discovered, has, maybe it's caused some of this heartache and stuff, or maybe it's helping us to reorganize our thoughts and maybe consider putting down the burdens. This is the Ten of Wands reversed. This is getting past the burdens. So it's either getting past these burdens, finally releasing them, or having a hard time releasing them, either way. So, and these burdens could be keeping you from moving forward in your life. Okay, then we have the Empress reverse. Now the Empress reverse it's a feminine energy. So she's all the queens in one. All the queens in one when she's upright. When she's reversed, she's been through a lot, but she hasn't grown. She hasn't been able to really put all these experiences in and convert them into a positive place. So this is somebody that's bitter about what has happened, about her loss, about her financial losses she's taken, emotional losses, and this is somebody that's not nurturing. So this person would be quite unpredictable too, so not creative. And this is a feminine energy. It's like the opposite of the divine feminine. Okay. And it could be a male, but it's a feminine energy, so it could represent a male. It just depends. It could be you, Leo, or the opposite party. But this can go along with, if this is one person we're kind of talking about here, then this could be why the King of Cups is still emotionally unstable if they haven't been able to convert the sorrow and the loss into lessons and strength. Anything can be changed from negative to positive. It's like this alchemy. It's how we take our lessons and say, well, that taught me this and this taught me that. But if we just hold on to them as pain, there they remain, and bitterness. So, okay, so Seven of Cups now, reverse, is, well, talks about maybe I see how my choices were not good ones, or now I'm ready to make a choice. So this is fantasy. This is, okay, I see what the truth is. So we have kind of two cards talking about narrowing down and seeing the truth, and this one about releasing. So it looks like we're doing some emotional work here, which is really good. Okay, we're going to get more cards. So let's look at the King of Cups. We have the Lover reversed. So this is typically a bad choice in love, or a negative choice in love, something that maybe it could, like a soulmate, someone you felt a lot of feelings for, and maybe somebody chose somebody else, third party thing, or didn't make the right decision. We have the Magician here right next to it. Let me do one more card. We have the Ace of Swords. So somebody thought maybe they could this person here, it kind of feels like this person thought that they could play around and have another party because they could hide it. The Magician is like a veil, so I can do anything here. I can create anything, and sometimes it's positive, but not really here. No, because this is not. This is no clarity in the situation. So somebody was, I'm not sure who was creating the smoke screen here for you, but it's not what somebody thought it was and what they could pull off. Put it that way. So, and then the regret. So that makes sense about the regret in the next card. And somebody wants to escape or wants to run to somebody, but they're unable to now. So that would be the Six of Swords reversed. And Eight of Wands. This is somebody wanting to communicate or wanting to move towards somebody. Six of Cups is reversed is something from the past that's negative, this could be, maybe this was because of something from someone's past that was negative, We kind of had that reading last week about that regret, pain, and then wanting to run away. Wanted to run towards, but see, this is being barred, unable to move forward, unable to move to, and then wanting to communicate that about somebody's painful past. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to go to the next. We're going to the Page of Swords. Eight of Pentacles reversed is not mastering our life. Somebody not mastering their life, and they're really starting to see the truth in that. That maybe they weren't. See, upright is mastery. I mean, pounding out the details, working on a job, but this feels like it's somebody's life here, somebody's relationships, it's like it affects everything here. Okay, then we have the Chariot. So the Chariot So sorry. This is good because this is like divine guidance is trying to become stable in our emotions so we can move forward, and then using the guidance, the information that we received as oracle to understand that we can tap into this information just like anyone else, being open to walking our own path and moving forward and with confidence. A stag is, you know what a stag is. Leo, you're the stag anyway, as the leader, the lion. And so, but this is walking in your power, not somebody else's power, you see. That's why getting yourself stable is the most important thing you can do for yourself. It's like as if you get to the point you can say, this is who I am, this is how I walk, this is, I did that, and we all have our stuff, Leo, all of us, that we're having to work through and stuff. But and it's okay to say, I'm going to lead, I'm going to go, I don't know all the details, and you don't have to. And you don't have to use someone else's ideas. They need to be yours, and they'll come when they're supposed to come. And that's one thing, trusting is really important. That was trust and thrive as a stag. The stag trusts that he's going to have what he needs, and you have what you need. Just have to trust. The Knight of Wands says, well, this is that. Two things here. Okay. The Knight of Wands reverse is about, sexual energy, the player, okay? The player. And it's also about not wanting to move forward the way without ambition to move forward. So it could be either one. So maybe it's both for you. I don't know what your history is. You would know that. But maybe not wanting to be that energy anymore. Wanting to move forward without that energy. And that makes sense if that's been an issue. Okay, so now we have Ten of Wands reversed. And so this is needing to release all these burdens, what's been holding you back. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And it looks like here that it's being spoken or brought through that these do need to be released so you can move forward. Once you're able to release this, then your fate will kind of change, because this is part of the work that you need to do, part of your karma. Karma, like the lesson, Okay, Nine of Wands said, somebody here is saying that I want to do this, I want to succeed, I want to move forward. So, and that's good. So, I want to move forward. Make sure you know what you're fighting for. You're fighting for your new life. You're fighting for, your new life. It may involve some cleaning up of your old life. Okay, maybe you know that. Okay, so we have the Hermit reverse now. This is, you're still having some, excuse me, so sorry. Feels like you're still having some resistance to actually incorporating looking at all the information of the past, maybe the issues that have been coming up. And this is just, when the Hermit's reversed, that's resistance to the change, okay? And I know change isn't easy. The information that, if I could give you any kind of suggestion here or guidance, would be to look at the common themes, common situations. You could start with common way things ended, or the way things, whatever's uncomfortable. What are the common themes? Okay, say, for example, if your relationships all end with somebody cheating, okay, what were the common situations there? Was it you? Was it them? Something like that. Was it due to communication? Was it due to lack of guidelines, lack of actual relationship, being in a relationship? That's just an example. Another thing would be, even like, I always get fired from my jobs. Well, what kind of jobs were these? Who's the common person? Who did the firing? That kind of thing. Then you can pinpoint maybe your actions where there's a common thread. You might already have that. But that's one thing. To change your fate, it does need to be looked at. And entire, willing to work for what you want is a Nine of Wands, okay? Empress reverse. So this is the Star reverse. So maybe you weren't being honest about this person, Empress. Because when the Star is reversed, it's not following our spiritual guidance. It's also living in like an illusion and this dream and not having hope in a situation. So there's may not be feeling hopeful with this person. Six of Wands reverses, yes, there's no, this is a celebration card and triumph, victory, and that's not here. So wondering if this can be changed, this part of it. Now, this could be somebody, but remember I said this also could be you that we're talking about. Oh, all my cards just fell, darn. Hang on a minute. Oh, goodness. The devil popped up down there. But anyway, yeah, so if this is you, wondering if you can make these changes, of course you can. You can do anything. You can do anything. Why couldn't you? People do it all the time. You know, it just matters how bad you want it and how if you want to work for it. Here's the thing. Okay, so if you're going through a lot of trials and tribulations and you're having to work just to keep on your feet, to keep everything from crashing down around you, do you think that's any less work than doing the right thing? Right thing, but doing the work so you can be happy. Okay? So that's, something to consider. And when you dream and journey, think about how that would feel first. To be, I don't know, somebody that you think they have a good life. And they, a life maybe that you would like. Of course, we don't always know what their life is, every detail, because there's things people hide. But just on the surface, what would I like it to be like? And don't throw any wrenches in it. Just keep it light, okay? Everybody has their problems, but not everybody has the same problems and the darker problems, especially if they've worked through them, they can see them coming, So 501 says, this is chaos. I mean, is it time to leave the chaos, or do you want to still have people telling you what to do and all these voices in your head and chaos inside your mind and outside in your life? This may be the time to consider what you really want. Okay, so now we're looking at the Seven of Cups reverse. And this talks about making a choice. And then I have the Three of Cups reverse, and this is, so sorry, overindulgence, third parties, drinking too much drugs. Page of Wands. It's good news about something. So, good news about, maybe, let's get another card. Well, this is good news. So we have the Seven of Cups, and this is making a decision about being confused in love or being confused with your emotions. Three of Cups says, it talks about, that overindulgence and third-party situations. Page of Wands is good news about an opportunity. About an opportunity to move forward with freedom, okay? The Fool is the beginning of a new journey. So I think maybe it kind of feels like if you're wondering if you can start over, that you could kind of see it happening, that you can do this. The Fool, when the Fool is the beginning of a new journey, that means that we have learned our lessons, we've actually looked at the situation and saw where we can change it, where we can have confidence in those situations, that things don't always have to repeat the same way. You see, because when we don't learn the lesson that is being put in front of us, then things kind of spin out of control faster than they did the previous round, the previous cycle, you know. And that's when you know when the cycles are getting faster and shorter and more intense, that there's not really a way you're going to get out of that. So sorry about that. Okay, so we're just going to do one more. That's kind of your homework for the week. If you choose to accept it. Hopefully that gives you a place to start, another place to go towards. And this is really, of course, it's your journey. And so this is wonderful. Retreat into nature and solitude. So this is digging deep within yourself, you know, learning to what the beat of your own drum of your own life is, your own rhythm, and you know, wait for information. Ask your guides for help, your higher self or God for help. Look, I really need some help here. What's real, what's not? That's kind of sorting out. Dream and journey, what's yours and what's not. And I think that you might be getting some information through your dreams, so make sure. I'm just hearing that maybe rest, extra rest right now would be good for you, so you actually can go into that REM state. Remember, you'll always be you are the leader. I was just trying to get this. Sorry. Something about being proud of how you're leading, okay? So, trust and thrive. Because it's right here for you. And it kind of feels like you might be ready for this. I love you, Leo. Doing some good work here. Take care.